Welcome back, everybody, to Blood Rush League Season 2, where we'll be seeing some more playoffs. We have Rapture versus Betrayal, but we've actually missed the first game due to a corruption of the recording file, which fortunately has been a bit of an issue recently. But we will be seeing Vyun on the pig on the, I guess, second game of the first set. Rapture survivors managed to get a 4 stage and 2 fresh out of the door against Collins Pig. So we'll actually see Ryun taking a completely different approach now. On Collins' build, they did decide to bring Pentimento and Blood Favor as well as a Pain Resonance and Sloppy Butcher. But on Ryun, we have a much more aggressive build with Coup de Grace and Know It as well. I believe Coup de Grace, one of these slept on perks, especially in comp, it's usually banned. So you'd actually bring it a lot of the time on the killers, which you just need lethality for. But Vyun actually will take the chase onto our Jeff here, which you don't see often in comp. Now, comp Jeff, interesting. But anyway, he will be taking chase at 5 up, but not running down actually to the God palette. So I think he'll just be using this Piano Room palette. And, oh, good patience here from both sides. But I think he'll just be zoned now since the break came on the side closer to the door. So unless he had a pallet there, but it's a chemistry room. So he'll be taking the first M1 of the game as he'll head down to, I believe this communications would be 11, but I might be wrong here. There should be a god pallet here, and I'm not surprised to see it dropped, which is the case. Is Nancy dropping the pallet, allowing our Jeff to make more distance, and actually we see a flashlight blind as well, but no residual manifest, so I'm not entirely sure what that play was from Nancy, but it is still a pretty good start for our survivors. Around 1 minute in, 1.5 minutes in, and only one injury. But it seems like Vion will leave the chase now and actually find Renato caught out here, and we'll just take an M1. Perhaps not being able to rotate quickly enough, as maybe the com hadn't come through that the pig had left chase yet. So he'll be forced to play this completely 50-50 palette, but it is quite weak. So I'm not be surprised if he just gets completely down here. But Vyun actually missing the dash, and that means that Venato can make the window now. And this is actually pretty big for the survivors because any bit of time that they can get to get this win con is important. As we see the first gen pop and Venato just vaulting back into our pick here. Actually, Vyun forgetting to trap the head of Sparky there, which I don't really agree with. Even though they did get a pain resonance, which might have prevented the gen from popping. I think you'd pretty much always want to put a pig trap on a survivor just to waste a lot of time and force them to get it off. Or of course, you can pretty much ignore them at that point because if your win con is 4 stages 3 fresh, which Leon is looking to get to take the first set for Rapture, then you probably just want to apply your traps pretty freely, and you probably don't need to tunnel anyone out. But you know, um, he decided not to, and he's going to keep 4 traps. As we see, I think our Jeff again, although I wasn't paying attention, so unfortunately, we'll just see Vyun head back to hook and secure perhaps second stage on our Renato here. Does seem like he is seeing some scratch marks in the, I believe this is 6 down corridor. But yeah, actually, Nancy will just be playing aggressive here. I don't really like it from our survivor side. If the survivor is going to hit second, you just usually want to allow them to hit second and try and get gens done as a compensation for that. But Vyun now, after Sparky hit the second stage, free to leave and kind of understand that other survivors pretty much have to be sitting generators. Fortunately, Alan here will not be able to make any safe pallet and decides to just hold W and take the M1 tag. So we see our second generator of the trial pop, and everyone heads back to hook, seeing, I think, very faint scratch marks. So will be somebody taking the rescue. And actually, Jeff getting caught off guard, maybe dropping down from the generator after it was completed. And this is a pretty good situation for Vyun to be in. But we saw actually quick FTP from Healthy Nancy onto our Renato here, which might allow him to extend this chase for somewhat longer. But Nancy actually just taking a body block instead. I don't like this again because I think if you were just to allow Renato to take the chase and then he dies, if it's a long chase, then the win con really just would not be that much for the survivors to meet. But of course, with 3 stages that Vyun will be getting as of right now with the pain resonance, only one more stage on a fresh survivor would be required to win, or 2 stages on 2 different survivors. Actually, well, that stage at that point, 2 stages on any survivor would be a win. Vyun now just using the Grig's crouching power to catch actually Jeff nearly off guard, but camping the pallet there, which I guess is reasonable. But Vyun breaking the pallet and leaving, maybe actually trying to cut off Jeff from anything else, understanding that pretty much hooking anyone else here is going to be a win for Rapture's killer. Oh, and a coup de grace actually getting a lot of value there, allowing Vyun to get the M1 tag onto Colin, who did fake the pallet actually, but the coup did allow that M1 to be successful. And yeah, unfortunately, our Jeff here is just playing for our life, but actually wins the 50s. Oh, that's huge for our survivors. But yeah, unfortunately, he will just probably go down on this chemistry with Pallet because Vuno will miss actually. But Colin, I feel like he's got nothing to work with, and after this Pallet break, I think he'll just be zoned. But actually, good pre-run from him allows Colin to make this other filler here, but I think this is short enough. I think Rion should be able to get a dash here, and that is indeed the case because our Jeff goes down now. If we do see any kind of altruism and maybe like flashlight save here from Nancy, I don't think it's a possible angle though, then Betrayal would have possibly kept the game going, but I think if this will come through, it will just become a Rapture game, or I could be wrong because I'm not counting hook stages correctly. This is the win con actually, so I am wrong twice. This is this is the win for Rapture as long as no erroneous disconnect happens on Rapture's killer's parts, which would force maybe like several penalties to occur, and then a restart. But as long as Bjorn's internet connection is stable, he should be taking this set. So Vion will just again play to best result as you'd usually want to do anyway. And yeah, both teams will probably just prepare for the next set, which will be the dredge on Borgo. Um, Colin does get unhooked though in the distance, and actually Vion decides to leave this, maybe trying a bit of a mind game here onto a survivor, and it seems to work because a survivor did vault the window. Not wanting to go back to hook, but good awareness from the survivor means that they are camping this nice filler here, but they are back to back and a bloodlustable. So fortunately, we'll go down. Um, so this is a death at 3 gens on Pig, which I don't think is uncommon, but unfortunately for us survivors, they've kind of Vyun had just been playing aggressive enough to get the win condition that yeah, they had to get some resets and pig traps off. So yeah, sorry, not 4K 3. Death at 3 will be a bit rough for them, as Nancy as well is not healed, and we do see him run towards the window. So um, yeah, I think this pallet's already dropped. So yeah, it's a weak pallet, and they would just have to run through the top of library here to see if they can play out any bit of distance that they have. But yeah, again, I don't think they have many resources left. Apart from this pallet and this window here, it will be kind of difficult for our Nancy to preserve the chase. And as we see there, the swing onto Nancy here and the crouch mind game will just mean the down onto her, and they will be going onto the hook, I believe, the second time. But Vion deciding to put a pig trap on, maybe I think he's kind of just forgot there, so I decided to put it back on. But with again with another coup perhaps lurking around in the pocket of Yun and perhaps Node as well, which can come through. Our survivors, yeah, will have to be pretty resourceful if they want to get out here because yeah, the Node will be pretty big deal for them. Oh, we actually do see an unhook onto Nancy. This was the other survivor who I guess maybe even saw the pig crashing in the hallway, so decided to just get the unhook and coming to whoever just finished the generator that the pig is just camping there. But we're a bit indecisive here and doing a bit of a camera movement and decides to chase after our survivor here. This is Alan, the only survivor without a pig trap on their head, which I think is not really that great. And now after this injury, as a killer here, I'd probably leave this Alan. But yeah, there's no real god powers left. And oh, a dash comes through, but Alan just takes the 50 and holds W away from this filler, but he won't make it back. So unfortunately, it will be another pain resonance for our survivors to have to deal with as they're getting their pig traps off as well. So it'll be, I don't think, much gen pressure on the board if there is any at all, because if that was a pain resonance, then it didn't activate whatsoever. So we do see Jeff get the trap off his head, and Nancy still has it on. And I think it will be a bit of a problem now because they must be searching the third or fourth box by this time. So a lot of time wasted from Nancy. And yeah, again, no gens could really have been done here. And Jeff is found. That means that, yeah, no one can really be going for the unhook onto Alan because if Nancy went for the unhook, it's possible that they just died to the pig trap. So no gens either because of well, the escape before. And actually, wow, a firecracker there allows Jeff to win the 50s on this ballot. I'd just break this if I was in Ruin's position because it is a bit of a pesky palette, even though it is a 50 palette. It is not too terrible, but we'll take the M1 and we'll be forced to play this other like table filler palette. And I think Colin should be going down here. But oh, coup de grace coming in and swinging a miss, unfortunately, from Yun. And actually, oh, maybe he can win more 50s. Ooh, close, but not quite from Jeff. So he will be taking another pig trap and be put back on the hook. Actually surprised that Ruin has not broken more pallets. I would have just assumed that being the pig, rather than trying to play 50s, you just want to break the pallet. Now, I believe I was watching a Rocket stream around a month ago, maybe at this point, and he was doing something called Pallet Olympics versus I believe it was Zongao, and pretty much the idea of it was you want to just play like a filler palette for as long as possible. And they were testing out some fillers, and actually one of the fillers that they were testing out was in that room. I think they were testing out the other filler at the back of that room, not the filler that Jeff was playing. But they're also testing out other maps like RPD. There was like the outside filler palette, which always spawns, which is nice 50 to play. They also have the upstairs library palette, and they're also testing the upstairs piano room palette as well, which I believe out of all of the palettes, it seemed that the RPD library palette, which always spawns, was the palette that did get the most amount of time. Actually, we finally see a head on from Jeff Player here, but unfortunately comes too late here because yeah, Avanath is dead already, and it's only one generator progressed since that death. Everyone actually wants to drag this over to a Scourge, which I don't really know why he's doing that. But we'll see if Jeff uses the painters, which is not the case. Yeah, so I'm not really sure why he dragged the Jeff there. Maybe just a bit of a lapse there from Ryun, but gets the death anyway. And with two gens left, and also finding our Alan here at the bottom of I believe 6, I think it'll just be a wrap for Survivor Team. Now Ryun goes with 4K, slugging Alan, trying to find Nancy. So yeah, in this room, oh, everyone finally decides to break it out. In this room, that back palette over there, which is still available for the survivors to use, was the palette which I was talking about at the palette Olympics, and just doing the standstill mind game again. Oh, and actually missing there. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe just decided to touch that. Oh, but Nancy takes the last second hit of the dash, so nice, nice camera move from Yun for secure the 4K2. Now, first result from our Rapture team versus Betrayal. I think 4 stages is a very difficult result to achieve for Betrayal survivors, so I can't fault them there for making some greedy plays. But we will be heading into a dredge set if we can find our Alan, of course. We will be crawling away. Might be Tenacity actually, but we do see blood, so it won't be Tenacity, I think. Yeah, he's not crawling fast enough for that to be the case. So it'll be a pretty clean 4K2 for Vyun. And our next set will be Rapture's pick of Dredge here, as we actually see a Mori perhaps come in. I don't know what's going. Oh yeah, we see a Mori. Okay, so we'll be back very shortly with the Dredge set. This is Rapture's pick on the Shadow Borgo, so we'll be back with that very shortly after an intermission. Yep. Yeah, let me drink some water. Give me 10 seconds. Yep. Okay. Okay, I'm good. Welcome back, everybody. Blood Rush League Season 2. We actually have the higher bracket final. I believe I was mistaken when I said the playoffs. It is the upper bracket final, and we see our Dredge here on the Shadow Borgo, which is okay. Again, one of the more interesting picks from our balancing team to put Dredge on this map. But we'll be seeing the first chase happen at main. The God palette already dropped by Nancy here, as I think we'll be seeing a quick tag, or yeah, maybe the ping here will be a bit of a doozy, because Nancy did kind of do a late drop on the pallet, and Flix managed to get a pretty free M1 despite the pallet drop. Our Dredge here will now take the teleport into the Shackwalker, and I would assume this is just going to be a pretty fast first down from the Dredge here. And we can see in Nightfall's only around 75% done, so I would say this is pretty fast down. We've been seeing some really insane starts actually from some previous Dredge games in this season. We've seen some 4K ones. Also, I remember I think I casted both a 9 stage and an 8 stage Dredge match where both the Survivor teams managed to come to an insane start, and then it came down to the last hook, stage, and I think it was actually Rapture's Killer versus Jinx, or yeah, two strong teams. And yeah, Raptor just managed to win by one hook stage, which is kind of incredible. But yeah, Winter Edit will get put on the hook, and I think it's a bit awkward. We've just been seeing survivors not really sitting gens, but uh, instead just hovering around the pool, which is exactly what happened. And I'm not sure if Flix wants to commit this Mia. This seems to be the case. Maybe just trying to zone edge map and trying to get a bit of a faster chase, since we saw the we saw the pallet drop there already, and the main god pallet dropped, and that will be an M1 through the window here. I'm not really sure why they parked to the window there. It's a bit strange, but anyway, we'll be seeing the second hook of the trial. I would assume it's Pain as oh my gosh, Nyok goes on the hook. Sorry about that. I wasn't reading before, but we'll be teleporting towards the edge map here. I believe this is what we would call aped on the Shadow Borgo. And another very fast pull here. So I think if I was in Flix's mind, I would be saying that the survivors are playing a little bit aggressive, and so that means that not really many people would be working gens at the current moment, and the rune will be getting a lot of value. That's what would be going through my mind as Flix here, but actually just taking a remnant teleport onto Nancy here, as she will probably not make this pallet, I think. Yeah, not make this pallet outside Shack, which is pretty huge because Nancy's already been hooked, and this will be the second hook for her, even though Pain Resonance, it's not a fresh survivor, so the Pain Resonance won't come in. It will be the weak link of the team immediately identified, so our survivors will probably need to send in before the people survivor, get a quick FTP off, and try and play for Nancy's life. And we do see the reset happen onto Nia here. And actually, Rune Cleanse, I was not aware of that. I think I was just not really paying attention. But Flick's doing a bit of a mind game here with the Remnant, and Renato just completely parted away. I'm not sure if that was a parting Renato, but again, can't fault the survivors. I'm pretty sure there is a bit of a ping, a bit of a ping difference here, so can't fault them for that. And Flix now will just hover the hook after taking the tag onto Renato here. we probably will be looking to get a reset soon, but I'm not entirely sure. We do see Jeff here again, one of the rare comp Jeffs in the comp scene. Try and go for one for one, which will indeed be the case. But I I am not sure if our survivors will be able to keep it up here because we have two survivors who've been affected by the sloppy butcher. One that's in chase, so won't be as affected, and we also have a down on Colin and Nightfall active. So some slugging business really could be happening very soon from Flix. And actually, a greet from Nancy comes in and getting slightly stuck on the fence there, and Flix will actually swing through and make that. Unfortunately for Nancy, that little bit of fence that stuck out from the Borgo carriage loop did cost that, but at the end of the day, it was a filler pallet, so just pretend you lose 50, and the same thing would have happened. And Nightfall is nearly gone, and just using the last few seconds of Nightfall will go towards the one edge to kick the gen, because the other gen at Shack, I believe, is already completed. And Nightfall will now be turned off. So we're only working with 3 perks, and we'll be trying to look to see if we can find the resets here, because no doubt that is what our survivors want to do, and indeed we do see I believe our Jeff here going forward the God Palette. No, it is Renato, sorry. The green shirted Jeff, I meant Renato. So Renato will be dropping the God Palette pretty safely, get away from that. And again, our Dredge, good awareness there, and we'll catch Nia a bit off guard and force to drop the Jungler Gym palette, which is quite strong, I'd say. Borga's walls are pretty transparent, so it's quite easy to get a reading of the killer's position. Nice late vault there by on Nia, but unfortunately the ping won't be on their side because we'll take the claw to the back. And the sloppy butcher applied yet again, and we saw Sparky get reset just right here. That means that Jeff cannot be too far as well. Nia's also injured running away towards main. It's quite, yeah. Survivors will need to step up their game if they want to try and set a good win condition for our next dredge for Team Betrayal to try and meet. Because right now it's looking quite rough for them. Actually, we'll be teleporting into the basement. I'm not sure if that was intended, but definitely seemed to not waste too much time because we do find Sparky yet again back at Shack here. Not really entirely sure why, but I guess maybe trying to pressure the generator, and maybe they will actually make Philly here, but it does not seem to be the case. Because our Dredge does have the highest possible ping, and we'll get hit without the pallet being dropped, and actually not deciding to slug here. I find that quite uh, quite a questionable decision. I would just say that in the dredge sets, you just want to try and slug, try and catch survivors off guard, try and catch them rotating, and it could really just spiral out of control. And even though it's not entirely guaranteed that it's a 4K3 by slugging, it definitely gives you a shot of doing so. And again, with the Nightfall up and not having the heartbeat reader on the dredge, and having really fast teleports can be quite difficult for the survivors to coordinate themselves, especially in a 3v1 with 3 injuries, which is a really big deal for them. And actually, it does seem to be the case that Venato here, Sparky does get unhooked by Jeff, so he was just hanging around, um, not actually working the main generator, uh, not actually working the main generator, which I think Flix was worried about, which is quite reasonable since we had not really checked main for quite a while. So if that generator popped, it would have been a bit of an easier win condition for our next killer to meet. And Venato forced to play this edge bump killer, which has been added since the Vecna patch and Borgo updated since then. And yeah, Renato would just be going down. I believe he is Deathhook, so I could be wrong. Maybe he's second. Yeah, he's second. So actually, we'll see the pickup onto near on the edge map here, and Dredge will just teleport right back, trying to find any signs of life, which we do find. Scratchy's heading towards the middle, so we'll just be chasing this for a bit. Maybe trying to get the survivors again to rotate, and then to catch the rotation, which is quite important as Dredge, I would say. But fortunately, missing the Remnant teleport there. Nia, I believe, just immediately held W as soon as breaking line of sight, I think. So the Dredge mind game, the Remnant mind game will not work, and Nia actually chooses not to play the Paladin, just going down complete edge map, and Flick's doing a nice pirouette there, and yeah, Jeff again nowhere to be seen. So Flex will just be checking the generators as a result. But again, makes the incorrect decision. Bit of unfortunate for Flicks, teleporting to the generators instead of teleporting back to Hook and trying to catch the rotation off. But actually, we'll find Jeff here going that edge map, and I think fortunately the wall just exists, which I've actually never seen, never really paid attention to that wall. But usually walls don't stick out of a lot of maps. Only certain maps have certain junk certain junk tiles which stick out of them. And Flick's actually just looking at the little bit of pops that stick out of the ground that spawns at the little farm or whatever you call it that spawns on main, and just teleporting around trying to get killer instinct on Venato, which isn't the case because he just went for the pull yet again. So this is the third time that Dredge has just been caught out. Actually, going for a swing as well. It's kind of funny because maybe catching a medium vault from one of our survivors, but not in the case. They'll just take the safe kill onto Venato. I don't think our survivors can really play for much more. I don't think the gen progress was sufficient enough to try and go for another generator as we had two survivors remaining. The generator efficiency is approximately 0 if the killer is good awareness and can, just find survivors stealthing. But yeah, I think it'll be clean 4K here for Flix, but we still have to play out the entire game because, anything could happen. Our survivors could get another two generators done. It's not impossible, but just quite unlikely. Flix here now finding some blood near mid, so I think he'll probably just chase that. The blood does go back to Shaq, so he'll just teleport there quite quickly and cut the survivor off. Um, but our survivor is good awareness, so leaving and double backing as soon as they saw the judge disappear and look towards the shack lockers. We have the long gym here actually. Behavior, you really need to fix the two jungle gyms spawning in one map because it's really not ideal. Actually, we see Jeff take a really last second double back here. Another swing. I was gonna say swing and a hit, but it was a swing and a miss there. And I'll actually force Dredge to leave just to check on the generators yet again. They don't really want another one to pop here. Another one pops, it's significantly easier for our killer to try and meet the win condition of whatever Flicks will actually get right now. So just be teleporting around, trying to find our engineer, who's no doubtedly was on a generator around 30 seconds ago. So we're trying to find that, and just unfortunately forced out of locker after using the 3 teleports. So we're heading mid map again, just trying to kick gens, and Nightfall just popped in. So Killer Instinct will help out a lot after TPing. The Judge will get Killer Instinct in Nightfall. Off the locker, which I don't actually remember exactly what the values are for the radius, but yeah, it is a decent enough radius to find stealthing survivors. But we do find Nia around main, and I think she's dead here. She doesn't really have anything. She have this one filler around here, but it's just unplayable in this position. Let's be real. And Flicks. Oh, nice swing there. Understanding you can kind of do some momentum tech and fake out, and then just swing there. Understanding that the side is really too short to play realistically. Jeff is fine mid map, so it'll just be a wrap here. I think 4K3, very solid performance from Flicks. Now, I did just turn the fan on because I am feeling a bit hot right now, and we'll be seeing Jeff, take the last chase and the last down. He won't make the window, unfortunately, on this main building. But a Firecracker will come through just to annoy the killer a little bit. And we'll just take the pick and the hook onto Jeff and me at this point. So, Betrayal survivors, really just have not put up a great showing on Rapture's pick here. And it's going to be quite, I'd say quite simple for Rapture to get a 4K 2 result or better. I feel like Dredge, as long as you just again pop 2 gens, you're in a really good position. You don't really have to play risky at all. You can drop pallets early. You can even take hits if you want. But yeah, it's going to be quite a difficult win condition for Betrayal survivors to meet, and Betrayal killer to meet, and so I don't know. Rapture's looking quite strong at the moment. with the 1-up game against Betrayal. As we head into a short intermission, we'll be back with you with our next game. Welcome back, everybody, to Blood Rush League Season 2. We have the winner bracket. We see Betrayal and Rapture play it off. Now, just before we saw Betrayal survivors get 4... sorry, not 4. They got a 2 generator completion before getting 4K. And so now Colin will be playing the Dredge, trying to get a 4K4 better, which is actually crazy result. Or of course, if they do not manage 4K2, they'll be knocked out because Raptor's already 1-up in this series. So it will be quite a difficult game already for Colin with a Blood Favor and Ace. Just understanding, just play safe and preserve the health states. But yeah, this is completely unplayable as Dredge, I'd say, this filler here. And our survivors know this, so they just completely hold W away and just decide to play TL here and with the distance they make. But taking the vault in the window, I think, and they will make the T-wall. So this is already not a great start for our Dredge. They really wanted to try and get early pressure to try and force the survivors into a bit of a panic, because again, a 4K3 win condition on the Dredge is quite difficult to meet for Colin here. So yeah, Ace is just gonna win all these 50s on the TL, unfortunately. Oh, and also faking the window as well. But actually, no bloodless has happened. Ace actually winning yet another 50-50, yeah, and Colin just decides to leave. See the third generator pop and another generator from like 50%. This was our add-on on the generator, and no ruin, so actually Den will just stay at around 50, but yeah, Adam will just go down now. I'll probably just get put up to a pain res. It's quite easy for our survivors, I'd say, try and achieve a better result than 4K3 at this point. You can just let Adam hit second stage, and the reason I say this is because if you're playing as the Betrayal killer, if you're in Colin's shoes, you cannot camp this out. You cannot possibly camp this out, because if you camp this out, you will get 2 generators pop and then you would lose. So he needs to play aggressive, but it's kind of difficult to play aggressive when, again, you're weak on 4K3, and any mistake you make is kind of bad. But actually, Venato is going to get caught out on this gen, and we'll take an M1, but no sloppy available, so we'll be a little bit less rough for him to get a reset. Actually, I believe that was, yeah, Devour. When is it? I'm not entirely sure. It's either Devour or Blood Favor. Actually, both cleanse at this point, because I believe both totems were spotted out at the start of the game. We, of course, saw the Pentimento get applied at the main generator, which will be a bit of a hassle for our survivors, of course, unless somebody's already at the main generator and cleansing the totem immediately. So yeah, another gen pops in the distance, and I feel like this will be a wrap for Dredge here. And even though they have 3 injuries, I don't think it'll be sufficient enough to snowball it into a 4K3, because it would just be quite difficult. Now, yeah, Toma Cruz taking the next chase on the edge map just as Nightfall comes in, and Colin swings through the pallet, but no drop happens. So, Toma just only W away. Deciding, yeah, it's not really safe to play, and I guess Colin, yeah, caught that out, and we'll take next hook onto Soma, but we can see another generator pop. This is good efficiency from our survivors. Now, something I like to emphasize is that the less survivors you see while you're chasing or just going around, the more that they're sitting on gens. So, as we saw here, we didn't really see many survivors throughout the entire few chases that Colin has taken, and as such, they've been sitting on generators, and of course, that means that they pop, right? So, Ace, unfortunately, finally loses a 50-50 on the pallet, but it was inevitable, I'd say, with such a short side of the pallet being available to him. I'm not really sure why he didn't vault and force the killer to play the long side, but hey, I guess it worked, and Rapture's pretty much already won, unless some erroneous disconnection happens on the survivor side, which would force maybe some points to be lost, which might allow our Betrayal killer to make a 1-1, but again, I really don't believe that will happen. And Raptors, yeah, pull off a good performance, punishing, not really punishing, but just yeah, playing efficiently, really. And oh, Vion, actually, I think there's another ping thing there. Well, Vion was kind of just holding up and not really check spotting the window, and sorry, not check spotting the pallet completely properly, but it does go down. I believe that that tile there is like an attempt at recreating the Holman tile, and oh my gosh, that's the final generator completed. Even through the three pain measures and the pentimento and the hex blood favor that was cleansed, these survivors have managed to just completely power through and just yeah, really be time efficient. And even with 4 stages on the board for our dredge, you can look for perhaps a little bit more because we see our Soma here, who's I believe being hooked once, taking the chase kind of back to the hook. Oh, oh, okay, losing another 50. Oh no, okay, but winning that one. I was gonna say because if the Soma did not evolve there, then they would have been fine, but we'll get hooked now, and I think we're looking at 6 stages if they do indeed down hook and these 3 survivors just leave, which might in fact be the case. It's not really much reason to try and get an unhook onto a death hook survivor. The only reason you might do this is if you've got enough health space, but honestly, for Rapture, come on, just leave 6 stages. It's you like you paid Colin enough, okay? 6 stages. And don't go for more. Don't try and 2-man save this, okay? But Rapture, please, just leave. Actually, checking the game, no one's there, so they might actually go for the 2-man save here. Or maybe the 3-man save. As the gate is actually a little bit far, and we do see the triple rotation to try and get off Sir Mercury's here. And Adam will be taking the M1 tag here, so he's kind of out of action. But we do see our ace, so that means maybe if Minato is here, which is indeed the case, then they might actually be able to do this. But actually, Avatra survivors got quite lucky there because Betrayal Killer didn't decide to swing and try and go interrupt the unhook. So this will just be a very, very dominant performance of 5 stages. Oh, oh, okay, never mind. Okay, Ace, I'm not sure what you did there, but unfortunately failing the body block. So we'll just be seeing the. I think this will be a 7 or 8 stage result now. But actually, Trails Killer showing a bit of sportsmanship, allowing Bjorn to lead, but um, actually Bjorn just saying, okay, look, we did fuck up, so okay, you can cut that out. But we did fuck up, and so just you can get the mori on me, and that's okay. So we'll actually be seeing Raptor take the entire match 2-0 against Betrayal. So really dominant performance by them. I think. Fortunately, I think Betrayal just wasn't really efficient enough on the generators, and Rapture's killer just punched that quite well. But yeah, we're seeing Rapture go through and Betrayal going back. But I've been Tavi tonight casting this game, so I've actually kind of liked what I've been seeing on the builds with these games. So hope to see more. I hope to see you again shortly. So that's me out.